what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Paula, Chocolate Saiyan, Dawn, Physics Warrior, Right the Hand, 10th Man. I think we've got Paul, Spurs Chemo, a few others who I can't see on the list. So very good to have you all.
Hello.
Wow, enthusiastic. Good to have you all. Right. So for the audience's benefit, there's been a bit of an issue with Google Hangouts. So therefore, this show is going to be run from Skype and from Discord. So if you do actually want to join the panel, there is a link to Discord. So it's not quite as simple as it used to be with people just clicking the link with a YouTube account and getting straight into the show. Not quite as easy as that, unfortunately. You do have to go into Discord. So if you don't have a Discord server, the link will allow you to set one up. It does take a couple of minutes, but you can still join the show and express your views if you choose to do so. The link is below. Everyone happy with us doing a bit of housekeeping? Any signs of Earth curvature?
Not today, not yesterday, not tomorrow.
Any more? For any more?
No, Nathan. No signs of curvature.
Mic check.
Hey, Dawn.
Hi.
Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
I don't feel spinning.
Nope.
Well, I see the sky move. That's enough for me, but nah.
So Earth-based
I don't know.
rotation, Dawn, not sky.
Yeah, I can't observe Earth literally rotating now.
No. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Oh yes, definitely. All day, every day. It's unavoidable.
Oh, really? What's gravity, Dawn?
Well, for me, it's just the word I use to explain the downward direction that things seem to go in.
What, like helium balloons?
Yeah.
They don't go down, they go up.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't use gravity to explain a helium balloon really in normal day-to-day life. I wouldn't. And, unless
No,
the
neither
helium
would I.
ran out and it was then falling back to Earth, then I'd call gravity into question, yeah.
So what you're saying is you just give a hand wave dismissal to something that pisses in the face of gravity, and this down.
Just the
you
normal
think you
thing.
have.
Things dropping when they don't have helium in, that's my evidence for gravity.
Where do we see that?
All day,
Pardon?
all day, every day. I'm having to hold the mic now and grip it between my thumb and finger so it doesn't drop to the floor. So that's gravity.
Yeah, you picked it up.
How about wood floating in water?
You picked it up, though, didn't you, Dawn?
Yeah.
So other than stuff that you pick up, what
More
goes up must,
evidence.
what
More
goes
evidence
up,
of gravity.
what goes up must come down, Dawn. You picked it up. Before you picked it up, it was presumably just sat there, not falling, correct?
Yeah.
So you picked it up. That's the explanation. Should you decide to drop it, you drop it, having picked it up first. So it's a kind of you pick it up and then you drop it, and then you want to know why it drops. Isn't that obvious?
I need there to be a word for the dropping.
Yeah, it's called dropping.
Wow. Need a word for the reason it drops in that direction.
You dropped. Yeah, I've just told you. You dropped it. What part of this aren't you understanding? You
No,
dropped
but, you know,
it.
the direction. We need a reason
Yeah,
to
you
explain
picked
the
it up
direction.
and dropped it, didn't you, Dawn? You picked it up, then dropped it. So the direction was based on where you picked it up and took it to, into the air.
No,
So
the direction is based on something else that we need to
yeah,
have
its
a word
density.
for.
Yeah, the direction's based on its density and the medium that it's in. It's relative to the
No,
medium.
that doesn't explain the direction. It
Yeah,
never
it
did.
does.
Even 2 years ago, it didn't.
Sorry, what do you mean? It
It's
doesn't
never
explain the
explained
direction?
the
It's
reason
more.
for the direction. It explains movement, but not the reason for that direction.
Yeah, it's more dense than the air that it's in. If it was less dense, it would go up like the helium balloon that you gave a hand wave
Yeah, that
dismissal
doesn't
to.
explain the
Dawn,
direction,
when
though.
I'm in the middle of explaining something halfway through a sentence, that doesn't mean you, let's be honest, the dumbest person on this panel, needs to talk while I talk. Yeah, relative density. There you go again. I said 2 words and you're talking. Relative density. The medium that it's in dictates the direction based on the density of the thing that you are observing. So should it be in water, it might be that the mic rises up. If it's in air, it might be that it goes down. Those 2 directions are relative, though, to you. So your perception of them.
Well, we can move on. That's my evidence for gravity.
What, 0? None? You dropping something is you dropping something. That's not evidence of anything. I asked you to show me what gravity was, and you described
It
you.
demonstrates an inherent direction.
You're doing it
of
again. Yeah. I'm taking a dump on your assertion, and you're talking over the top of it. You don't have to like your bum being smacked, but that's just tough. I'm going to smack it with this shit that you're spouting. You picked it up and took it from being in equilibrium, not doing anything, definitely not dropping, out of equilibrium, into disequilibrium. Then you ask, why does it go down? Well, what about all of the taking it out of equilibrium that came before that, Dawn? You're going to ignore all of that.
How is it staying in equilibrium in the first place, then, but in your opinion?
So not dropping, then. So we're going to establish why things don't do anything. Is that your question?
Let's
establish...
My question. Are you not going to answer my question?
Your question is, why doesn't it do anything when you're trying to claim a force of down and things dropping?
Yep.
So you're now asking... Dawn,
how is it
Dawn.
in an equilibrium?
Yeah, I heard your
opinion?
question. You don't need to keep talking over the top of me, repeating the same shit. You're now asking me why it doesn't do anything when in equilibrium. It's not doing anything. What's to explain it's not doing anything, Dawn? You're trying
Why doesn't it do anything?
You're trying to explain why things drop, having picked them up first.
How is it in equilibrium in the first place?
Because it's not doing anything. Until you came along and picked it up, it wasn't doing anything, Dawn. It wasn't falling when you picked it up, was it?
So the cause of the equilibrium was me putting it down in the first place, right?
Sorry, there's plenty of things outside my window that I haven't put down and forced them into being in equilibrium. They're just in equilibrium, regardless of me doing anything. The only examples of disequilibrium... Yeah, there you go again, Dawn. What's your malfunction? Is it because when I take a dump on your fundy belief in a downward force, you have to talk all over the top of me taking it to pieces? No, Dawn. Not everything outside in equilibrium has had me affecting it. It just happens to be in equilibrium. Most things are in equilibrium. As I look out my window, there aren't falling microphones, you bonehead. Yet you come along and pick one up and drop it and ask me why. Yeah, and I say because you picked it up and dropped it and it's more dense than the air that it's in. Simple.
I didn't ask you why. I don't want answers from you, really.
What are you doing here then? Shout out to Earth Seriously Fat for the super chat. Thank you very much for your support.
Anyway, that's all good. That's cool. It's a mad belief to pretend to have, but it doesn't explain the direction. So
what direction? For the something that you picked up and dropped that was more dense than the air it was in? I've explained it, you've just ignored it. That don't make no sense to me. That was your answer. Didn't make no sense 2 years ago. Oh, really? Well, you're still a dumb fuck then. So you were dumb fuck 2 years ago, you're dumb fuck now. What's the issue? Stop asking questions, dumb fuck. Why are you talking, dumb fuck? Learn about density. That's what you need to go away and do. Rather than picking something up, dropping it, and asking why. When you've picked something up and dropped it. That's benign. It's stupid.
Benign and stupid. Oh my
yeah,
God.
you picked something up and dropped it. And then asked why it goes down. Well, it wasn't going down until you picked it up.
What, so that's the end of the investigation?
Yeah.
It was
you find me things... Yeah.
Let's not look into why that direction and why it didn't drop
I've given you the answer, you've ignored it, Dawn. Are you dense?
It was me.
Did you ignore my answer completely? That doesn't give us an answer for the direction. Yeah, it does. You picked it up. And should it be in a different medium, it might go in a different direction. It's medium specific. Hand wave dismissal time, eh, Dawn? Medium specific, it might not go the direction you're claiming if it's in a different medium.
Sometimes the medium can affect the direction, yeah.
Oh, so it's medium specific then, like we claim.
No, not always medium.
Not gravity
specific,
then.
no.
Not gravity then, medium specific then. So it's based on the medium then.
In my
the
opinion,
density.
that's evidence for gravity, yeah.
That's not evidence of gravity. You haven't shown us anything to do with gravity. You've asserted that you dropping something is gravity. And I've said it's medium specific. You've gone, oh yeah, medium could be a cause of it. What, the density? Yeah, absolutely. So the penny has sunk in. You have understood it, Dawn. You just hand wave dismissing it.
Let's move on to the next stage of housekeeping.
Yeah. Once you say, no, I don't have any evidence of gravity, certainly not scientific evidence, I've just got a fundamentalist belief that when I pick something up, I need to explain why it drops, given the fact that I've picked it up and I ignore that.
That's not fundamentalist. I don't think I need to. I just think some people want to.
Okay, I'll reverse that shit. See how you get on. I'm looking at a stone out my window on the ground. Why isn't it falling, Dawn?
Why isn't...
Why isn't it falling, Dawn? There's this natural falling shit that we need to account for, right? Why isn't it doing that? Do you see how benign and stupid your argument is? Now I reverse it and say, why isn't everything around me falling? Why isn't it all falling, Dawn? Why does it all seem to be in equilibrium, Dawn? I thought we had this falling stuff that needed accounting for, but I don't seem to be seeing that out my window. I just see lots of things in equilibrium, Dawn. Why is that?
There's an inherent direction.
You're not listening, Dawn. I'll say it slower because you're dumb. I look out my window. Nothing is falling at all. It's all in equilibrium. So given that you think we need to account for these falling effects, I'm not observing them. And I'm asking you why I'm not observing them. Why isn't the rock that I'm looking at falling, Dawn?
This point's boring me now.
Oh, is it really? So you'd rather pick something up and think you've got to win by dropping it, but when I ask you why stuff out my window isn't dropping, you've got no answer and get bored? No, Dawn. It's getting wrecked, not getting bored. You're being demolished with this stupid shit.
You don't. So we can move on.
What? Move on with you still having a fundamentalist belief in something needing an attributable force when you pick it up and drop it? No, Dawn, I'll keep you here indefinitely, mate. You dumb idiot.
Beliefs are part of being human.
What? You haven't answered my question though, have you, Dawn? You just said you got bored. Hand wave dismissal again. Why isn't the rock I'm looking at out my window dropping, mate? You haven't answered.
Because the ground's in the way.
Oh, so the ground's more dense than the rock, is it?
I'm not an expert on density stuff.
So you're saying that it's...
I just know that rocks
so
don't
it's not
fall
falling.
rocks.
That doesn't answer. It's not falling. So why do I need to account for anything? You say there's a force of falling. I don't see that, Dawn.
Bring up. It's a silly thing to bring up. I only ask you that silly question because your beliefs are like alternative to what everyone else believes. So I have to understand them. So I have to ask you silly questions.
Silly question is, why does something drop when I pick it up?
You can just Google it, why rock doesn't fall through rock, if you want to.
Okay, though, really? No, I'm not dumb. You seem to think that we have things falling that need accounting for. I'm asking you where.
I don't care if anyone accounts for or not. I just know some people like to try and account for things.
Yeah, you just need to figure out why you have something that you've dropped and why that needs accounting for, do you, Dumbo? Yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm not dumb.
Don't you want to account for why things drop in that direction?
Yeah, you drop them.
Well...
Yeah, I'm asking you again, third time. Why isn't the rock that I haven't picked up and dropped falling? Do you not have an answer?
Well, I'll answer you again for the third time. Rock doesn't fall through rock.
So why do I need to account for this falling shit that you're going on about then? Why do I need this force of gravity?
You don't have to. You do what you want.
You're damn straight. You
don't have to account for anything.
Yeah, no shit. I don't need to. It's because it doesn't exist, Dawn. You picking something up and dropping something isn't a demonstration of gravity. It's a demonstration of you picking something up and dropping it.
I bring up a different subject.
This is housekeeping. I asked if there was any scientific evidence of gravity. You piped up for some strange unknown reason with this nonsense.
Of course, because evidence of gravity is all day, every day, all around us.
So, no it isn't, you stupid dick. Why isn't the rock... You gave me an example of a mic falling. Shut up! You've just reasserted your position, asshole. I've taken it to pieces and you've ignored it, and now you're circle jerking us like the rest of you fundy idiots. Listen closely, Dawn. Listen closely. That means shut up. Listen. You said dropping a mic is an example of gravity, something that needs a force attributing to it and calculating and all sorts of other stuff. Now, I say that's you dropping it. Now, if it's something we observe all around us all day, that's why I asked you why I'm not observing it in the rock. But you're just going to reassert the same shit, are you?
It's a silly question. Nice.
So we observe it all day. Hold on. Shut up. You said it's a silly question. I heard. Your rebuttal's
Why
crap.
isn't the rock falling? That's what I'd ask you.
Yeah, it's not falling because there's no gravity. There's no falling stuff needing accounting for. And when there is, there's an effect that you can account for. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? You're just an asshole, Dawn.
You're absurd.
Yeah, dumbest person on the panel talks over the person giving an explanation. Whenever something falls, there is a mechanism and process.
Falling stuff that doesn't need
Shut up.
accounting for.
Shut up.
That's the craziest sentence.
Dawn,
ever.
you're the dumbest person here and you're talking over me. Shut up. Yeah, I don't observe things falling. That doesn't happen out my window, and when it does, there's a process that I can examine that precedes it. Like, I don't know, a tree growing. Like
I'm the dumbest.
Yeah, of course. When I give
You're
my
trying to
example,
debunk
dumb
gravity
fuck
with insults.
Dawn talks all over
think
me.
you
When I
experience
get to
all
my
day, every day.
example of his dumb fuckery, he starts talking. This is why you will remain eternally ignorant. When it comes to the bit that you need to listen to that apparently you've been told for 2 years, but it still hasn't sunk in, you talk. So I'll give you the example, I explain it, and then you talk over the top of it. Dumbo, try and listen. That's why you're stupid. That's why this doesn't make sense to you.
Me, dude. Insults normally are painful for me, but when they
You
come
are
from
dumb.
a psychopath,
You've said it's
they don't
taken you 2
mean
years.
much. They don't mean much.
2 years you've said it's taken you. 2 years to understand this very simple concept. Very simple. But apparently, you, having picked something up and dropped it, think you have got the
I did not
answers
say
to a
it's
full...
taken
Oh,
me
there he
2
goes
years
again.
to understand.
There he goes
I said
again.
it
There he goes
doesn't
again.
explain the
Dumb
direction
fuck
even
talking.
2 years
Dumb
ago.
fuck on
It never
deck.
did.
Dumb
It
fuck.
never
No
explained
information
direction.
will ever reach the audience because there's a dumb fuck who doesn't want to learn. So when it comes to anything coming that's useful, you'll talk. So you'll sabotage
Dude,
everybody else
I would
learning
never
about this
learn from
like
you.
you
I
are
would
now.
not-
Yeah,
not learn
you'll
from you.
sabotage
You
everyone
paid
else.
me, dude.
You want to
Never.
keep everyone dumb like you. You haven't understood it,
wanna learn
and you
to
want to
be
make damn
mental.
sure that no one else will. You want everyone to be dumb just like you, don't you, Dawn?
You're dumber than me, Nathan.
I understand that density is what you have as a cause when you attribute a direction having picked something up. You've not addressed any of it whatsoever. You said
that's
it's... Then you
retarded.
start talking when I'm halfway through my
Fucking
statement. Yeah, there he goes again. Halfway through a statement about his dumbness. He's just called me dumb. I'm pointing out his stupidity, and he interrupts. You're going to have some
something true.
humility, Dawn.
Try and
Yeah.
say something true.
There is no scientific evidence of gravity.
Failed.
Sorry, that is a statement of absolute fact. Yeah?
Drum and bass.
Let me
is
let me
good.
give you a quote from George Musser.
Yeah, well done.
When asked if we knew the cause of gravity, he said, "Oh no, not at all." That was his response. That's a pseudoscientist, pretender clown muppet, astrophysicist. That's what he had to say about it. They
Gravity is
don't.
very mysterious,
Hey, there he goes
Nathan.
again. There he goes
Think about
again.
this.
There he goes again. What a wanker. I'm in the middle of explaining something, you stupid idiot. What is your malfunction of explaining something to you that's come from an astrophysicist, interviewed by one of your peers, and you don't want to hear it?
One of my peers, dude. He's a nugget.
Shut your mouth!
Round him-
Shut
round
up,
him
Dawn!
Something fierce, Dawn.
Shut up
Always
and
like
try
this,
to
mate.
learn something. You said wrong, failed, incorrect, Dawn. I'll say it again. Let's see if you can shut your mouth long enough to hear it. That means keep your lips shut till I tell you you can talk, Dumbo. One of your pseudoscience astrophysicist pretender clowns has stated quite clearly that they don't know the cause of this.
I know.
No fucking
We don't.
way. He
We don't.
interrupts me
We
again.
don't know the cause.
I'm going to kick you out if you do it again, you little prick. What is your malfunction? This is why you will remain eternally retarded. I'm in the middle of explaining something and you're nodding along and talking rather than shutting the fuck up and listening. Dumbo! I'll try a third fucking time to explain this to you. What your priest has told you that you don't understand. That I've stated as fact And your astrophysicist, pretender, clown, pseudoscientist backs. He makes it very plain. They don't know the cause. Science is establishing cause. So, fact, Dawn, there is no, zero, nada, zero, none, absolutely no scientific evidence for gravity. Not a fail, a statement of fact, Dawn.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. So you dropping a mic isn't gravity. Yeah? There is no scientific evidence of gravity, as affirmed by your pseudo-scientist, pretender clown muppet, astrophysicist, George Musa. Oh no, we don't know the cause. Precisely what science is interested in. No cause,
to do with me.
no
George Musa has
cause,
nothing to do with
no
me.
science. I'll say it a third time. There is no scientific evidence of gravity, and Dawn is dumb.
Dawn's all right.
Hey, Meryl.
Dawn, you say that you can't, the vector is your problem. Like, I'm hearing you. You say what causes the down, the direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so does a vacuum, when you put a vacuum on, does it suck things up, or is there a pressure differential that creates movement?
I don't know about that stuff, dude.
You don't know how to use a vacuum cleaner.
I would use
why
the
does the
word
vacuum
suck up,
cleaner-
yeah. I'd use
Okay,
the
so
word
why,
suck
why
up.
does a vacuum cleaner suck things? Is it sucking things up? Don't you, if you turn a vacuum
Apparently,
upside down, won't it-
actually, it's not sucking things up, but I would say it is, yeah.
So there's no, it's not going up. It's going into the direct, it's the vector. Where does that vector come from then, if it's not sucking it up? Why does it, how does dirt know to go into the vacuum? How does it know to do that vector?
I don't know about that.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're saying, oh, it must be gravity because of the vector. I'm asking you a question that gives vector without gravity and you don't understand it. So how can you assert that gravity is the cause of the vector on the earth if you can't explain vector in a vacuum cleaner? This is why we get mad at you, Dawn, because you're not even trying.
I know, sorry, my mate's just turned up.
No, I meant thinking. You're not even thinking. You refuse to think about the vector in the vacuum cleaner so you can maintain gravity causing the vector on Earth.
Fall straight down towards Earth, won't it? Like everything else.
But I'm not talking about Earth. I'm talking about we're asking about vectors. Why does a vacuum cleaner know to pick dirt into it? How does that vector get created?
This question is irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant because it deals with pressure, which is what you're seeing when you see an object drop. When you lift up your phone in air, you artificially create a pressure differential. It would be the same as if you pushed wood down into water. It is the exact same thing. The only difference is the medium. The wood comes up when you push it down in water. The phone goes down when you pick it up in air. You're talking about, you're only focusing on the phone falling down in air and you're just totally disregarding the wood floating up in water. When they both take energy to disrupt the pressure medium that they're in.
You've seen more research on vacuum cleaners than me, so you win.
Oh, okay, so then you'll admit
he's talking
that
about
it's gravity
vectors.
then.
He's too dumb to have this conversation with right the hand. He's talking about vectors. What's a vector? What is a vector, Dawn?
He muted himself.
Yeah, it's pointless having these conversations with Dawn. He's probably the dumbest person in these conversations. He knows literally nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. Like, he was focused on the vector. I brought it in. I showed him why, and he just will not admit it. Just won't accept the information.
Well, he's focused on a vector. He's focused on a vector. He doesn't even know what that is. He doesn't know what part of his argument is the vector bit. But he'll happily argue it and tell us about picking up mics and dropping them and how we need to attribute a force to that direction. Yeah, moving on. Any evidence that we can have gas pressure without a container?
Nope.
No, Nathan. No, I did have a conversation with somebody today, and I asked that question right off the bat, and he says, "Of course you can." And then I said, "Look up in the sky," and then of course he started tumbling and backtracking and all that fun stuff. It was kind of hilarious to watch.
Circular reasoning. I believe the sky is a vacuum. Oh yeah? Have you got any proof of that? Yeah, of course. What's your proof? Well, look at the sky! Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Nada.
No? Any evidence of the R value? Earth radius? Don't all go at
No,
once?
no R value.
No R. No R win.
What about the distance to the sun? Any evidence of that?
The actual sun or the not actual sun?
Well, whatever you like. Is there any proof of the distance to the non-actual sun?
The actual sum of the distance? No.
I think that concludes the housekeeping. Thank you very much for taking part.
Mic check, mic check.
Hey, Chocolate.
Loud and clear, Choco.
That was a
Yay.
very interesting back and forth with Don. It was falling apart for his point, and the questions were very simple, but he couldn't get himself to admit to what goes up, what causes down, and the antecedent of what happened before something fell, which is someone picking it up.
Do you think the word gravitas is what's misleading for this type of exercise?
Yeah, because gravitas was hijacked to mean some invisible magical force. That's the problem.
It was the word before. It meant weight.
Exactly. And they hijacked it to make it mean that my pen falls to the floor and the moon stays up there because of the same damn thing. Ridiculous.
And think about the only other application of gravity is when somebody doesn't understand how big the situation is. You know what I mean?
Seriousness.
Yeah, and that's the hidden little gem for the people that know against the people that don't.
Well, I think the word gravity is starting to sound unattractive.
Mm-hmm. It's not sexy.
Not enough.
Sorry?
Well, it's not real, so yeah, it can't be sexy.
I don't understand that. What's the relevance of its lack of sexiness? What's the gravity sex appeal got to do with this argument?
The attraction, Nathan.
Oh, my bad. I'm dumb. Take it back.
Whole debate of gravity.
Shout out to Rebel Rob TV, who super chatted earlier. I just missed shout out. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for your support. Oh, and another shout out to Earth is Seriously Flat. Thank you very much for your support. So, have you all? I'm still yet to see this, but has everybody on the panel seen the Fight the Flat Earth and George Musa interview now?
Several
Nathan,
times.
you still haven't watched it, Nathan? Come on, man.
Somebody's got some feedback, and I don't know what's causing that. God, I hate using Discord.
I just love the idea of them saying it's magical. They have to appeal, even they have to appeal to some kind of supernatural force that you can't explain, but it exists. It's something, but it's not something. Yeah, it's just funny. I did get to listen to it all the way through.
Well, has anyone got any thoughts about the...
It's you, Merrill. You're causing the feedback. Have you got your watch page open or something?
Nathan, can you hear me?
Yeah?
No, it's not me. I'm feeding back, but it's not me.
I think it was Zanuck. I muted him and it went away.
Nah, I still got an echo.
Yeah, what's going on? Why have we got a bloody echo?
No idea. Mine's also echoing, but my page is closed.
think it's Zanik. Yeah, it's gone now. See? Oh, no.
No, it's still there. This is really irritating. This is the end of the show if some asshole can't close their mic when they're not even talking.
It's Zanik.
I muted him again. I tried taking it off, and then Echo came back, so I muted him again. He hasn't been talking anyway.
Still here. I can still hear Echo. It's nothing but Echo. This is the end of the show if all we get is this. Oh, there's Echo. Oh, can you...
Is it better? I muted him.
Cool.
Check. Echo gone.
No.
This is me. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Time to kick someone.
Not echoing now.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Only a couple of people with their mics open now.
This is
Whoever
Zanik.
just spoke,
I
whoever
did
just
close the
spoke
window.
didn't have an echo, but then there's some people with echoes.
Yeah, normally the person without Echo is the one causing it.
Hello?
You have an echo with me?
No.
Zanik, try to mute for a second.
Me?
Radio check.
I muted Zanik. He's still muted.
Well, and the
Oh,
Echo's gone.
hello.
Just kick him out. Whoever he is, kick him out. He's not said a fucking word and he's ruining our show.
Yeah. And there's no
Yeah.
echo
That
now.
sounds
Fucking
good now.
idiot. Get out.
Yeah,
Fucking
I think
idiot.
that
Don't have
was
to bloody mute your watch page.
Yeah.
Me off when I'm already annoyed from the show not running properly.
I kicked him. Sorry, Zanik, but
I
yeah.
don't hear it now.
I think some of us should look into the alphabet at the moment. We've been given 26 letters. That's where all our English language comes from. We're being hijacked in language. If we address that, we can free ourselves.
Tell me more.
Not all language is hijacked. Just speak the truth.
Muted.
Well, language and maths is the what the paradigm's built on.
We're using language now to break them down. You don't throw away language.
I didn't say throw it away.
All right, so let's just unveil the lie. Using language.
Yeah. We have to get better at using it.
Universal.
Well, that's why you follow the laws of logic and the chief law is the law of non-contradiction. You can catch people abusing language all the time. For example, gravity is not a force, but you can think of it as a force. George Musser. We must think of Newtonian gravity as a force. That doesn't mean it really is, but we don't necessarily need to work at the really is level. George Musser. Violation of language.
What's that, temp, man?
Also, definitions are critical too. Defining terms, defining language, defining is very critical as well. So you can still use language as long as you define your terms and agree on the terms.
You know the bling blong sounds? Is that me? Can I stop that from happening, Betty?
Yeah, I think so, but I have to think about which. I think that you have to go to certain notifications, but you can dampen the voices of the sounds of these different channels. But we have to go through that sometime. I don't think that we can do it now.
Okay, we'll do it
Might be
later.
too technical, I think.
Sure.
Would ruin the show.
Just irritating. All I can hear is bum bum. Presumably that's like people sending messages in the Discord server itself.
One thing you could do is limit the number of people in the stream so no more can join. That would stop it until somebody leaves and then they couldn't come back in.
So that noise is somebody joining the group?
Joining
people
and leaving,
joining and dropping. It'll do it for either one.
Okay, yeah, there's got to be a way of stopping that. That's annoying. Yeah, it's going to get some it's going to take some getting used to if I end up having to use Discord rather than Hangouts. And
Yeah.
obviously,
Well,
there's
it's a
less.
try.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just in the meantime, there's just going to be me getting frustrated and calling people idiots for having feedback and stuff because I've got no control over it. And if I can't identify who's doing it, I'm sure you can. I just don't know how to.
Yeah. People.
Is there not a setting in Discord for notifications? Is there not a setting in there somewhere?
Probably.
Yeah, you have to
Nathan,
turn
I
off
can tell you where your
notifications.
fault
I think
lies.
that you can dampen the channel also. Let me see if I can do that. Can you see that?
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, Riley?
Nathan, I can tell you where your fault lies.
Go on.
Go ahead, Riley.
Go on,
Your fault's
Anthony.
lying in your mixer. What's happened is Discord's been routed through to one of your cable ins, and it's repeating your system. I think it's repeating your system sounds, which is your input from your computer, and your Discord feed that's going in. So what you need to do is either turn off your system sounds in voice meter, or change the channel that this Discord goes in, so that that's what you need to do. You need to disable B2 off your line in. Off your sound card.
All I'm trying to do, Anthony, is get rid of the sounds that Discord creates. It wouldn't matter which line it was coming in if those sounds of bling blong when people join happen.
Okay, so in Discord, have you got your fourth channel in the equalizer, your sound card?
Yeah.
Do you have B2 selected?
It's not the sound. It's the Discord server giving me notifications, Anthony. It's nothing to do with the line on my desk.
So you're not trying. Oh, right, okay. I thought you were trying to get rid of the echo.
No, that was just some asshole who joined.
I think you can disable your sounds, your notifications in Discord.
You can disable joining notifications in Discord.
Yep.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
So if you are in Discord, then I think I right click on the name of Discord, and I think that server dampen might do it, maybe, or channels.
That's really helpful
people
too.
watching.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. We have to do this technical bit, I think, later.
Okay.
Just ignore them for the time being. We can go to that later.
Nathan, if that was sarcasm, Nathan, do you want me to tell you where it is?
Yes, please.
Right, in the very bottom left-hand corner, you've got your little cog, your settings for Discord.
Next to where it says where it's got a picture of me and a mic and a headphones. User settings.
Yeah, that little cog, user settings. Then click notifications on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And then you want to enable desktop notifications. Turn that one off.
Hold on. So notifications, my account, privacy and settings, billing. Notifications. Yeah, got it.
Notification. Yeah, the top one you want to turn off.
This is just for Discord, yeah?
Yeah.
Enable desktop notifications. Yeah, that's off. And then
scroll down. You've got sounds.
I've got unread messages, unread message badge. Do I turn that off as well?
You just turn off. The main one you want is message. Turn that off.
Mm-hmm.
And then income. You want user join. Turn that off. And then user leave. Turn that off.
I also kicked one that
Yeah, that
deliberately jumped in and jumped out. So
user leave. Turn that off. User join. Turn that off.
And you need to drop your gate a little bit because it's clipping the first syllable of when you speak.
It's because I'm in front of the mic looking at the screen. That's all. Okay, fine. So any others? Mute, unmute.
No, that's about it. Everything should run a lot better now.
Seems to have stopped though, right?
yeah, but I kicked someone from because he was doing this deliberately. So
I see.
make the sound worse.
That sounds much better.
Okay, well I think we're there. Oh great. Discord now. Well, isn't that wonderful?
Well, at least you didn't blame it on some mysterious force and you actually figured it out. But the ballers seem to say, oh, it's gravity is a mysterious force the minute they can't answer medium-specific questions.
Then when they're told that their little science community comes out and says, no, it's not a force, they're like, oh, no, whatever. I don't care about that. Or he's wrong. I don't care about him. It's hilarious to me.
I don't understand how they don't understand what
Not
demonstration.
not that we care about him either, but he's the guy that supports your little community, right? So
Yeah, I was just checking to see how it sounded on the live feed. It sounds good now, Nathan, to be honest. And fuck you, chocolate.
Yeah, you're a little bit quiet though, Anthony. I've got you at full volume.
what?
I'm only joking. I shouldn't be quiet. I'm coming through good, unless it's inside Discord.
You're just inside
Nah,
Discord.
you sound good to me.
So just right click on my name and then change the volume on my name.
Yeah, it starts at 100% though. That's really annoying.
So in other words, you can only turn me down, not up.
Yeah, which means that to get you louder, I've got to turn everybody down and then turn the desk up, which is a pain. This is going to be a boring show.
I can turn my gain up a little bit. That's up pretty high? I'm not going into the red though.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Right.
Nathan, you shouldn't see it as a boring show. You should see it as training for the next time something happens to Hangout. So we could just jump on Discord and it's all good.
Yeah, I suppose.
I want to know what's causing Riley's audio to go up.
Me. I'm controlling that.
Are you sure it's not some force?
We can infer that there's a force outside a scientific method and claim pseudoscience and pass it off as real science. Sure.
Let me get this straight, right? The volume increases, but how do we... There must be a force doing that. Obviously, we'll ignore the fact that you've twiddled the controller.
Yeah. We'll just imply that there's a force doing it, and we'll do it outside a scientific method because we didn't manipulate that. But we'll imply it, and then we'll just preach it as science.
What's the vector used?
Although Nathan, you are still clipping your first syllable.
Don't worry about it, Anthony. And you're a bit quiet still.
I'm a bit quiet. No way. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I am a little bit. Let's have a look at my gain. No, I've got my gain quite high.
It's the desk. You just need to turn your slider up on the desk. This is boring. This is just so tedious. What's wrong with you, Google? Why can't you make your Hangouts work?
I'm going to have to turn the sensitivity
Yeah,
up.
Nathan, you can look at this as a blessing. So if you wanted to figure out how to use Discourse, this might be the way to fumble through it to figure it out.
Not at all. I had no desire in that direction whatsoever. I was quite happy just starting my Hangouts, starting the show, having a decent show and being able to talk without worry about bloody volume the entire show. Or feedback the entire show. But there we go, that's life.
It will improve as you use it. I should be a lot better now.
A little bit louder.
I'm going into the red on mine though, so I don't know how. If I put it up more, it'll just start. It should start distorting.
Well, have you turned yourself down in? Have you turned yourself down in Discord?
I've turned myself up in Discord.
So did you turn yourself up on the desk, on your desk?
I've turned myself up on the desk and in Discord.
I don't know why you're too quiet. Go on, Meryl.
Nathan, if the mainstream science department said tomorrow, all right, flat earthers, what have you got? Let's have a look at this. Do you feel ready to present this to the world?
I am presenting it to the world daily.
Well, not officially.
Yeah, officially.
Not really.
Anybody around the world, apart from China, can tune in and listen to me tell them that the Earth is obviously and observably flat. Perspective is what we have when we look out into the distance. Things disappear because of perspective. The effects of perspective are called Earth curvature. There is no 8 inches per mile drop. I'd say all those things publicly to the world every day.
But you're just some dude on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. And the guy in the newsroom is just some dude on TV.
Yep, I agree. I'm on your side. I just hear that that's what a lot of people say about this, and how, that's why I'm asking the question like that. Like,
Sure.
if it
What-
was official, and
What's
well,
official?
if they wanted to see what we have,
I understand what you're saying. What you're asking though is, when somebody comes along and says, "I won't believe it until somebody in authority with a name tag says it on the news," it's like, well, then you're not ready for this. Go away and be cooked to the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about.
Well, it has to be.
Moral, the way you put it though, right? If a scientist came up to the flat earther and said, "What do you got?" But isn't that what we're doing? We're saying, "What do they got?" Because if they actually had what they tell us they have, we wouldn't be here, right?
Right.
Right. So it's up to them.
We're conditioned
When
to
I walk
accept.
out,
Conditioned to accept the reversal of proof fallacy. So they say disprove it's a globe. Then prove it's flat. It's like the starting point is flat. You add in a reification fallacy. You add in an R value to the observations. But you're just looking at stuff and measuring distances. It's only when you assume R, that's the bit that's unproven though. So there really is only one claim, and that claim is from our opponents. They're claiming the Earth is a sphere, despite the fact that it's obviously and observably flat. So the burden of proof is on them.
Yeah, they have a controlled reality. They're used to what they grow up with their whole life, and that's what they accept. They can't let it go.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the time, most things change not at an academic or authoritative level. It happens at a grassroots level and works its way up. So, because most ideas aren't going to be accepted by the mainstream immediately. So, appealing to authority or appealing to consensus is not the way to go.
Exactly. It's if you're looking to consensus or authority for an affirmation of the Earth being flat, then you're in the wrong place. Be at one with it yourself.
I'm not in the wrong place. I've been out here nearly 4 years.
Why have we got a load of feedback? Whoever's joined
It's
that's
that
clearly
Xanic
not
guy
talking, close your mic. Carry on, Mel.
Yeah. I just feel a little bit frustrated with it all at the moment. I'd rather just leave.
Leave what?
I just want out. I feel
Out
like
of-
I'm being held here against my own free will anyway at this stage.
Where's here? Where are you being held? I don't understand.
On Earth. Like,
Okay.
if the Earth's flat, where the fuck are we?
On Earth, same as we were before you found this information about the lie.
But where is Earth?
When you say where, you're
Yeah.
using their reification fallacy of us being in space in a position. Well, that simply isn't the case. There is no space. There isn't this vast area that you can travel to with rocks. So in terms of where's Earth's position, it's a kind of nonsensical question.
Yeah, we don't need to
Not
be
to me,
anywhere.
it isn't.
Just yeah.
wouldn't that question be even worse though for the globe? I mean, we're on Earth; it's motionless. So when you ask, "Where are we?" We're here. This is where we are. This is where it is. But for a globe, where are we? From 1 second to another second, how many miles distance are we? Right? What kind of distance have we moved in the span of time that I've said this sentence? So I could ask every second, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Never know. Because we're in some vacuum flying around aimlessly.
That's really not why I'm asking it.
Why ask? Maybe I don't understand.
Because it seems like we're central.
Yeah, but central to the idea of the sky being other stuff, other locations. So when they talk about the microwave background, they're talking about us being at the centre of what they perceive to be other stuff around us. And that's nonsense. There is no other stuff around us. There's just lights in our sky. We are here where we are. Now beyond the edges of our realm, we don't know. We only know what we know in terms of where we've been. We don't know what the sky is. There's lots of deception about the sky. So that's something that may be to come in our future. Beyond the realms of the horizon, we don't know what's beyond that. Well, that's unfortunate and frustrating, but saying, well, I want to escape, or the converse being, I want to know where we are, well, us having a geographical location only works in a reified model, the sphere model.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if we all realize we're in a massive planetarium.
Are you
Which I think
claustrophobic?
we are.
That makes more sense than mass floating in a vacuum.
I think
I
there's
mean,
something
don't get me
outside.
wrong, Merle. I understand, like, the sentiment. I understand wanting to know where you are. Trust me, I get you on that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's not why I said what I said before. I do get it.
Yeah. Because I
think
kind of
there's a
want to
deeper
leave.
question he's
That's how I
asking.
feel more and more. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to be ruled in this system like by money, voting for fuckwits that couldn't give a fuck about people
You're
like
not.
me.
You have free will every moment of the day. You
Not
choose to
really.
get caught up. Yes, you do. You choose to get caught up on their system. I removed myself quite a bit from the system, and I'm just going to remove myself more until I'm living on a plot of land with trees and animals that I have myself with my family. Like, you can live off the land. People have done it. You just don't want to. You'd rather complain about the system.
You're still on Earth.
Doesn't matter. You're not complaining about Earth. You're complaining about the system and how it's like all controlled and everything. Do you have a problem with bunnies and kittens and goats and eating pizza? And do you have a problem with those activities?
No, but I've seen people who have the so-called freedom you speak of, and it's not enough for me. I want more.
What's more free than absolute autonomy over your actions?
I just want out of this thing we're in.
So
I want to know what I want to know where I
and again, I'm
I
not
wanna
trying.
know
I'm
what's
not promoting suicide, but you have that option too. Like, if you're
I
so
want to
up,
know what's outside of it.
so then create an expedition to get to the edge. Devote life to doing that. Become that person. You can.
How do you know I'm not?
Well, if you were, you would spend the time doing it instead of coming on here and complaining about how bad things are.
I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are. You're complaining.
You don't
right
fucking know who I am, mate.
And now the anger
Calm
comes
down,
because
calm
I
down.
pointed out the illogical nature of your
No, but
argument.
he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't have any right to
It
speak.
doesn't matter. I don't need to know who you are to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth and interpret that as you complaining that you don't want to be here.
Misrepresent me when you have no idea who I am or what I really think about
and
anything.
don't come in here and say you don't want to be here and have people say, "Oh, why are they thinking I don't want to be here?"
No,
And
that's my right as an individual to feel that way.
Yeah, and it's my right as another individual to point out and say, "Stop doing that.
No,
Try and
you're
be
just being a baller.
This isn't about personal feelings. Let's keep it with flat Earth
Of
discussion.
course, it is about personal feelings.
I'll tell you
How
what.
is it not? How is it
Merlin.
not about personal feelings?
Merlin, you're in my domain now.
What?
I said keep it flat Earth, or you won't keep it anything.
Not your domain. None of us own this Earth. This is power of the individual.
Okay, there you go.
I got a flat Earth question.
Now I got the power of the individual. Do you feel it, Merlin? All right, go ahead. What's your question?
Well, it's meant to Riley. I was just because I don't like Fight the Flat Earth personally. I just I don't like his demeanor. But I did watch his interview with this dude from Scientific American, and I was curious if Riley had seen it, just because it was referencing something that he once brought up, or he brought up with me a few times regarding Newton and Einstein.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Okay, well, maybe I'm not really. We don't have to talk about the subject, but I just wanted to curious to hear his opinion about that.
Well, since he hasn't answered yet, let me ask your opinion. What did you think about it?
Well, like I said, I don't care for the dude that much, fight the flat Earth, but I thought that was that was a godsend actually, because a lot of people were getting confused.
Because it was a death blow to your position for crying out loud.
Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear
Are
me,
you
John?
delusional that you don't understand that, or you lack that awareness?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was clearing it up.
Yeah, he cleared it up all right.
He took the words out of my mouth. Cleared it up, bro. He definitely did that.
He may not have cleared it up, but you can think of him as clearing it up.
Well, how do you guys see it? Because it seems like maybe we are seeing two different.
There is no force of gravity. There is no gravity. There is no scientific evidence of gravity. That's how I see it.
Is that what he said? There's no scientific evidence of gravity.
Gravity should not be taken literally.
No, hold on.
He didn't say that.
He did say that. He said there is no cause. We don't know the cause.
Yes, he said
to
that.
have scientific evidence, yes, he did.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that there's no cause, but we've known that or we don't know the cause, but we've understood that for
Gravity
a while.
is not a force.
No, Einstein described it as not being.
Can't describe theories. Don't describe scientific theories. Einstein proposed an alleged scientific theory. Scientific theories identify the cause. It's its primary mission. Since there is no cause, he never promoted a scientific theory, and there is no law of gravity either, because Newton didn't propose a law of gravity.
Yes, he did. But so you guys
didn't.
Yeah, so you guys are asserting your opinions of what that guy was expressing.
They're not opinions. They're not opinions. Show scientific evidence for gravity. Natural phenomena observed, please.
Well, there's plenty of evidence for gravity, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about what you guys said about.
Sure. No, you need to present evidence right now.
I came to talk about that guy. I'm just talking about the.
Okay, fine. Let's just get back on track. Sorry to interrupt. So that guy made it clear there's no cause. Well, the scientific method is designed to elucidate the cause. Ergo, there is no scientific evidence of gravity. That's what that dude made clear.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes,
There's
he
no
did.
scientific evidence of gravity.
Yeah, he made it very clear.
He said no cause.
There's no cause. They don't know the cause. So when asked if there was a cause, he said, "Oh no, there isn't. We don't know."
And we don't understand what the cause is just yet.
Right. So no cause, no science.
Hear me?
Are you getting it, Kosho? Kosho. Cause.
Yes, Nathan.
Cause is what science is trying to establish. If you don't have a cause, you can shut your mouth while I tell you again. Cause is what science is trying to establish. If you don't have a cause, you don't have science.
I mean, you guys could at least admit that this is your interpretation of what he said. He did not say that there's no scientific evidence of gravity. I assure you.
God!
Let's just say it once more.
Just a couple more.
Let's say it once more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Science is designed, well, chocolate steps on me, to elucidate the cause of an effect. That's what it's for. So if you don't know a cause, you don't have science. George Musa made it very clear you don't know the cause. So yes, Kosho, he did make it clear there's no science for gravity when he made it abundantly clear that you don't know the cause, precisely what science is trying to establish. And with that complete silence as a response, I will say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of today's debating panel for making this debate possible. If you're watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. If you need to keep yourself occupied after this live stream is over, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!